getting ready to see the Lakeshore Limited pull out, train 49 bound for Chicago. He's got a P42 and a P32, and he's just starting up his P42, which is in the lead. And there he goes, the Lakeshore Limited starting on his long trip to Chicago. He's holding up a transit train coming in. Put on a fireworks show. Well, the switches should be thrown shortly for transit to come in. It's been held up in the tunnel. You heard them. And we have a Trenton train pulling out of 347. This is 6242 from Montclair. 3857 for Trenton is pulling out. You can hear the switches being thrown. Train 6648 from Dover. on track 21, we have M3s, 12 cars of them. It's on train 168, semi-express to Babylon. So here's 167 coming in from Babylon. Note the train announcements that you can hear on the platform. That's done by a friend of mine who just started getting into train announcing. I'll talk about him in a little while.
Jamaica one top secret massive depot park in the Illinois winners in Babylon. Change activated the air train to JFK transfer opportunity. Activated the North Bay train when more people leave the air below the gap to the platform of the train. 425 train 2 Babylon, track 20. The time now is 4:30. The time now is 4:13. Please stand clear of the train doors on track 21. All aboard track 21.
All right, buddy.
Train to Long Beach, track 19. Jamaica, Rosedale, Valley Street, Willbrook Center Avenue, East Rockaway, Oceanside Island Park, and Long Beach. Change out Jamaica for the air train to JFK. One more, please be careful over the avenue to the platform of the train. 431 train to Long Beach, track 19.
Sounds pretty good for a guy who walks around wearing Grand Central Madison pins on his uniform. I think I could tolerate that. But I know a conductor would want to wring his neck, and I'd wait in line to do it after he's finished. Okay, 168's pulling out. Big train of M3s here. It's the holdup. We got a lot of destinations here on the Long Island Railroad. All right, I'll tell you a little bit about the train announcer here. He's been with the railroad a few years. He started as a customer service ambassador wearing those red blazers. Used to see him in Grand Central, used to see him here, see him in Jamaica, and then he went to Hillside maintenance facility, some kind of administrative job, and then he got a job as a train announcer. He's a buff, he's a big modeler. He you can hear him right there. He's often been threatened to get thrown into the drink by Paul, and When he used to work as a customer service representative ambassador, we'd see him in Grand Central all the time, walking around smug, wearing his Grand Central Madison pins, and we were all ready to just wring his neck. If I ever go to Jamaica and hear that guy announce Grand Central Madison, I'm gonna jump through that information booth and I won't be responsible for my actions. But we'll hang around here, get Long Island Railroad trains, some Amtrak trains, and listen to this guy announce. He seems like he's doing a pretty good job. The renovations in this part is really outstanding. There's a time a few years ago when this place looked like heck. He's announcing the 434 to Ronkonkoma.
Transfer on to Jamaica for the English to make train track 25 vertical.
So the train 170 to Babylon leaves in a few minutes. Track 20, 170. All right, 170 has the all aboard. It's the local to Babylon. Leaving off at track 20.
The time now is 425. The same vertical train roll on track 20. The only aboard, track 20.
Something must be coming in right next to me. M9 on track 19 is 862 to Long Beach. Departs at 431.
This is the 431 train to Long Beach, track 19. Jamaica Rosendale, Valley Street, Lynbrook Center Avenue, East Rockaway, Oceanside, Island Park, Long Beach. Track 19, final board call.
Yeah, one great thing about hearing him announce here is you won't hear him say those dreaded three words, Grand Central Madison. Oh, 862 has the signal.
Track 19. For airport safety, please
main line, the old safety bar on track 19.
Very good. Well, he's not in yet. Well, this is train 1154 to Wantar. He'll be leaving 437 off of track 18. M7s.
Village, Mineola, Hicksville, Bethpage, Farmingdale, Whitedale, Deer Park, Brentwood, St. John's, and Rockcott. Track 19, final boarding call.
Good old 1056, that is. Did a couple of head-end rides on M3s on that train, but, well, it had one yesterday, I'm told. All right, coming in at 444 is train 660's equipment for Port Jeff. We'll get several dual-mode train departures while I'm here. Leader is 504. Imagine him blowing that K5 LLA horn in here. All aboard train 1056. West Hempstead on track 20. Final call for 660 to Port Jeff. This is it. Car is 1760 for West Hempstead on track 20. She's waiting for the signal. Got an inbound coming in. When he clears, he should get the signal. Here it is. First you line the route, and then you line the signals.
West Hampton, Hampton Bays, Southampton, Bridgehampton, East Hampton, Amagansett, and Montauk. Change at Jamaica for the air train to JFK. Customers exiting at Amagansett must be in the first two cars. When boarding, please be careful of the gap between the platform and the train. 513 train to Montauk. Track 19. For your safety, please remain on the yellow safety line on track 19.
All right, sir. He's heralding the approach of train 20 from Penn Station to Montauk.
Jamaica, Hicksville, Line, Engineer Park, right, centralized at the wrong combo. Transfer opportunity at Jamaica for the Port Jefferson train. Track 16, bottom one goal.
Yeah, train on track 16 connects for the train 662. Well, they had to break away from the Long Island Railroad to get 184 to Boston, and you can see why. Saluting our veterans. I'm a veteran. 184, Washington, Boston. He's due out at 5:07. Break away from the Long Island Railroad to get 184 to Boston, and you can see why. Saluting our veterans. I'm a veteran. 184, Washington, Boston. He's due out at 5:07. Signal track 19 for 20 to Montauk. As you can see, I had to take that little detour to Amtrak before for obvious reasons.
Huntington train, track 18. Jamaica, New Hyde Park, Belmont Avenue, Mineola, Westbury, Hicksville, Housing, Cold Spring Harbor, and Huntington. When boarding the train, please be careful of the gap between the platform and the train. 522 Huntington train, track 18. Last call for the 516, Babylon train, track 17. Last call, track 17.
Good old 518 trailing. I've seen that set running around quite a bit lately. Sounds good.
Northport, Kings Park, Smithtown, St. James, Stony Brook, and Port Jefferson. When boarding the train, please be careful of the gap between the platform and the train. 528 Port Jefferson train, track 19.
That's train 664, so I'm in the right place. Got a mob on track 20. Here comes his equipment right now. When boarding the train, please be careful of the gap between the platform and the train. 531 Hempstead train, track 21. Track 18. Well, this is train 1566 to Huntington on track 18. It's due out of here momentarily. This train on track 20 is 1060 to Ronkonkoma. It's due out at 5:25. And there on track 19 is 664, bound for Port Jeff. Off goes 1566. 1561 from Huntington is waiting to come in after he gets out of here. Trains are getting started a little late. 1060 is going to follow him. 664 is going to follow 1060. Well, coming in, he's going to be coming in on 18 is 1561 from Huntington.
41 Babylon train, track 16.
Got M9s.
Jamaica, Wantagh, Seaford, Massapequa Park, Amityville, Copac, Lindenhurst, and Babylon. Change at Jamaica for the air train to JFK. When boarding the train, please be careful of the gap between the platform and the train. 541 Babylon train, track 16.
This guy's holding up a couple of eastbounds. All right, 1060 should get the signal. There he goes. 664 is going to leave behind this guy.
Last call on the 531 Hempstead train, track 21. Last call, track 21.
All right, 664 is next. All right, 664's got the go-ahead. And they're off to Port Jeff.
17.
Here's train 868 to Long Beach on track 17. He's due out at 5:34. Ripple effect in here tonight. One train is a little late leaving, throws everything out of whack. You should be moving shortly. There's a train that just pulled out off of 21. Well, let's hear him do his announcements. He'll be very busy at this time of night.
Well, from what I hear so far, the young man is doing an outstanding job. Very precise, very concise, audible. A speech teacher would be envious of his vocabulary. He's got a great future, but I don't ever want to hear him say that Grand Central Madison crap. If I catch him in Jamaica saying that, he's going to be in danger.
Over the 541 to Babylon track scene, they're checking tickets before you go in. Kind of surprised me. I said, no, never mind. She looked at me like I had 6 heads. Well, here's 174 to Babylon, 541. Departing off of 15, 547 is 1166 to Wantagh. got Amtrak departing off of 14. Well, it looks like he's headed for line 3. You don't see that very often with an Amtrak train. This is train 94 from Norfolk to Boston. Off to a rather slow start. I heard they were closing one of the East River tunnels, so that's creating some rather unique operating patterns. Here's the Walpole Whirlwind. Dan.
Hi, everybody.
He was running that Acela test train in Reedville last year.
Yeah.
So how's this thing? This is good equipment here?
This thing seems like a good set. Good last couple times I've had it. It's treated me well, brought me home. Probably do the same thing tonight if you want to go.
2006. So when are they going to start running these new Acelas?
They do round trips, test round trips, once a day, down and back. Usually the 880s,
887,
887. Late June is the day or the month I'm hearing. So late June.
All right, so
That keeps changing, and do I believe it? No, but you know.
Well, not spring, obviously.
Not spring.
Oh, well, everybody's saying spring.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. So, how fast do you, where are your 150 zones?
150 we can touch about 4 different zones between Kenyon, Rhode Island, Kingston area, and then from Kingston to about Cranston.
Yeah.
Or Warwick area, that's another stretch, and then
195 to 205.
Yep, yeah, and then Warwick to about Cranston, and then from Attleboro to about Mansfield.
Yeah,
So, yeah, about 193 to 204.
I love that stretch of the corridor.
Yeah,
It's just,
2-track main line, you can't beat it. You know, unless they stick a freight train out in front of you, then it sucks.
well, CSX runs a local, or I see it at 128 when I get in on 2150.
Yeah, L001 or 7, whatever the numbers are.
What is that, like a Reedville, Stoughton? What is that? I don't know.
It services the Big Y, or the Home Depot branch. Whatever, once,
Well, I love the EMD Jeeps, so that's good.
Yeah.
Well, great to see you, buddy.
Nice to see you.
All right, we were just talking to the engineer of 2170, Acela to Boston, Dan, the Whirlpool, tongue twister, the Walpole Whirlwind. He's a 5th generation railroader. They probably all came from Walpole, Massachusetts. I don't think he's got the signal yet.
Also, track 17, Forest Hills, QM, Jamaica, Rockville Center, Oakland, Freeport, Maryville, Line Wausau. Customers exiting at Forest Hills, QM must be the first 6 cars. Track 17, final local. 620 train to Oyster Bay, track 15. For everyone's safety, please remain on the old safety line on track 15. Jamaica, East Williston, Alverston, Roslyn, Greenville, Glenhead, Seacliff, Glen Street, Glen Cove, Locust Valley, and Oyster Bay. Change at Jamaica for the air train to JFK. When boarding, please be careful of the gap between the platform and the train. 620 train to Oyster Bay, track 15. For everyone's safety, please remain on the old safety line on track 15.
Well, that was a pleasant surprise. He came in on 173 earlier, and he used to leave, I think, on 176 to go to Boston. Now he's got this one. Well, it's been a very entertaining couple of hours or so here at Penn Station between the kids' announcements. He sounds like he's doing a great job, very precise with the timings, the departure times, the warnings about standing behind the yellow lines, and very audible, great enunciation. Sounds like a Harvard literary graduate, you know, instead of some of these people that say train to Amityville, Copiague, Linden, Hoist, and Babylon. It doesn't sound like that. I'm going to take the 631 back to Lindenhurst. Get a few more announcements here. He's doing a great job. All right, you got the 617 of Far Rockaway, and it's almost 617 now. Let's see how precise he is with his watch. When it hits 617, he should say, time is 617, all aboard, track 18.
The time now is 6:17. Please get clear of closing train doors on track 18, all aboard track 18.
Wow, right on a second. Impressive. Here you got a through train to Oyster Bay at 6:20, aboard Washington. A train 44 to Spionk at 6:28.
6:20 train to Oyster Bay, track 15. Jamaica, East Williston, Alverston, Roslyn, Greenville, Glenhead, Seacliff, Glen Street, Glen Cove, Locust Valley, and Oyster Bay, track 15 on the boarding. 6:28 train to Spionk, track 16. Jamaica, Babylon, Lakeshore, Iceland, Breaker, Elfield, Salem, Patchogue, Belfort, Baton Shirley, and Spionk. Change at Jamaica for the air train to JFK. One boarding, be careful of the gap between the platform and the train. 6:28 train to Spionk, track 16. Turn on safety, train on the city line on track 16.